Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. Hopefully, my mic. I know I had some problems with my mic over the last couple of weeks, so hopefully the mic is sorted itself out, and everything else has sorted itself out. Phil is here when he's ready to come over, bring him on and stuff like that. What up to everybody in the chat rocking with us from season 2 Theories Q&A? We're going to ask the question: is this just a dream, and see if we can come to the conclusion of whether it is or not. Again, you can call in 781-990-8509 if you want to super chat and you want me to get the whole dollar amount. Then send it to my Cash App. It's on the screen on the Kroll $, Tony Teflon 545. If not YouTube, any super chat you do send, YouTube will take 60% of that money. All right, so that is what it is. I think this is my bottle right here. I'll be drinking out of my water bottle. I am on a, right now, it's time to get busy in the gym and everything else. You know what I mean? So I can't be drinking no more. So it's just I gotta drink 1 gallon of water a day. This right here will be a gallon when I'm done with this liter right here. Before Phil gets in, let me say what up to the people in the chat. When he's ready, I'll look at his picture. He'll let me know he's ready. Let's say what up to people up here. 08 Cali is up in the building. Rock with Dwayne. Oh, Dane. Sorry, Dane Chance is up in there. Crip is up in the building. Rock with us. Crystal is up in here. Steph Snow is in the building. Percy Garcia is up in here. You know what I mean? We're up to everybody in here rocking with us right now. I'm going to put a poll in the chat for us right now. Real quick. Would you be happy if this was all a dream? No, that's wrong. I have to do something else. I wasn't a poll. So I poll. All right. If this so we'll put that poll up there and everything else. What up to everybody out here rocking with us and stuff? And we'll get into this. And what up to Carl Way up in the building? What up to my girl, my podcast partner, the one, the only LMR in the chat? What up to you? You know what I mean? What's going on? LML, is he in here? Or did you mean LMR? Is Lucifer up in this building? Let me see. I don't see him. I don't see Dave up in here. I think you mean Elamar. But Elamar's in the building rocking with us right now. And everything else. Dave S is in the building rocking with us. What's going on? What's going on? Dreams and comas, it's always a bad way to end a show. We shall see. It's some things do look like it's quite possible that this is the way they could be going. Even though we know, even though I'm quick to say that when they say stuff in the show, that most likely is not going to be that. But this, for whatever reason, does seem like it's a good chance to be that. Why is this light works when it wants to work? It just does what it wants to work and everything else. So that is just the way it goes and all that stuff. So it's a good possibility. Again, I don't want to get into it until Phil's ready to go and everything else. Then we'll get right into it. But I do think that there is a chance that this could be a dream. Like all this could be a dream situation. Now I'm gonna do my next video. We'll talk about exactly these kids behind me. I'll be doing that video and making one exactly what's going on with them. I will let you all know everything else that goes on with them and everything else that we see in the show and everything else while we still fulfill issues to come on stream as much as we can. And his microphone's on, so I know he can hear. His cameras are so. Is he there? Let's see. Are you there? No, he's not here yet. He's not here yet. Let's leave it off until he gets here and everything else. Shorty womp in the building saying, I love this show. I'm with you. You know what I mean? I think it's the best show on television right now. Let me just, before we get into this, let me give some quick show moves for my Game of Thrones people, my Song of Ice and Fire people. They did announce that they're doing the first season of the Hedge Knight, and it's called The Night of Seven Kingdoms. So Duncan Egg it'll be done on HBO. That's a done deal. And they're also doing Aegon's Conquest for House of the Dragon. So I think we have two shows that are going to be done on HBO dealing with Game of Thrones and stuff like that. I know a lot of y'all follow me over here from that, and that's good news for everybody and stuff. And I look forward to both of those shows, and I'll do a live stream about that when From is over. But right now, we will just stay on From City. What up, Phil?
How's it going?
What up?
I'm excited about the Hedge Knight. That should be fun, and I'm excited to talk about some From tonight. Great to be here.
Yeah, it's me. There you go. What's going on?
Not too much.
Show my green screen for a second. This flashed.
I know you flashed reality for a second. You turned
it's nothing but a green screen.
Everyone's dreaming. I am in the house. It's good to be here. As I said a second ago, I'm excited for everything you're talking about, Song of Ice and Fire, but I'll believe it when I see it. They've announced things before and then canceled them before. I want to see. I want to know that the production's actually gone into production, and I'll be happy. There was a bunch of different announcements that came into play, but from Tony, I just actually rewatched it over the last couple of days. I finally sat down for a rewatch, and it's just as awesome the second time watching it through.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I watched it too, and just to catch up on it and everything. Again, if you can watch it, people aren't want to watch it. Here you go. I was going to say it, but needs to put it out there. You can watch season 2 on Prime. Or would I have to pay for MGM Plus? You're asking. So let me answer this question. You can watch season 1 on Prime right now for free, and MGM, but you're going to have to pay for it after that. So you got season 1 for free. You can also watch season 1 on MGM Plus. But listen, these next couple of videos for the next couple of weeks that I put out there, if they reach 500 likes, every video I put out there, I'll give away a month of Prime of MGM Plus service to someone who leaves a comment in the comment section who's a subscriber. Everyone, every video I drop. And what am I dropping? 3-4 videos a week sometime? So I'll give out 3-4 things. So, I will help everybody out there to try to get you to watch the show if you can't do it. You know what I mean? And that's what it's going to be. All right. So that's what it is. But yeah, you can watch it on Amazon Prime and MGM Plus for free right now, season 1, but you'll have to pay for season 2. That's the kicker. And make sure you hit that thumbs up button for your boys up here. All right, Phil, is this a dream? Now, is that after you watch the season over, do you think it's a possibility that this could be a dream? We have a couple of references from that. First, we have Boyd's wife. She says she thinks everyone's dreaming. That's why she starts to shoot people, because she says that she does, everybody will wake up. And then in the trailer, we have the ZZ Top guy say to Boyd, what if your wife was true? What if this is all a dream, right? That's what he says. What if this was a dream? So what do you think? From those two things, is it possible this could be a dream?
The thing that I didn't realize the most rewatching it, and the thing I forgot about because I was so invested just binging it through to catch up to be able to stream with you and such, is how much they do bait you with a lot of different stuff. There's you've talked a lot about how Jade talks a lot. I totally forgot that Jade thinks it's an escape room for his first episode and a half, and he's just running around, thinks this is this high-priced escape room. Is it a dream? I think it's an interesting thing to examine, even if I don't think it's a dream, which I don't fully think. It could be something like that. Also, Tabitha at one point in the season writes on the wall, "Are we all dead?" Is it that have we all died and didn't survive? And it just set me on a Beetlejuice trip. Like are they in this Beetlejuice middle world waiting for their souls to be accepted? There's some stuff like that, because again, Lost does have, spoiler, a little afterlife factor, but I do think this is dream-like, Tony. I'm not sure a dream in the sense of them all asleep. I think more, if it is a dream, it's Total Recall kind of thing. Like they're all being controlled, or there's a Star Trek episode where the Romulans have all the people on the Enterprise captured and all hooked together, mentally in some sort of simulation. So personally, I think it's more simulation mental thing more than a dream, but it's, as you've said many times, it's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, if it's a simulation, I guess we can consider that a
A
dream,
type
right?
of
If
dream.
they're all hooked up together. Number one, if in order for it to be a dream, they would all have to be hooked up to the same dream. Now, in Inception, that's what happened, right? They were jumping in people's dreams, and they were the people who were doing the Inception, right? Who was making the fake dreams for the people were all in the same dream. It could be an Inception situation like that. There also was another show back in the day that the guy was able to go inside of people's dreams. I forgot, but he had to be like close. So I remember one scene when I was little watching it. He was sleeping outside the door and he jumped inside this girl's dream that he was working with, and he wound up sleeping with her inside the dream. All right. So you have that. You also have Nightmare on Elm Street, right? Where everything happened in the dream world, and it didn't happen in real life. But if you died in a dream, you did drive. Someone said dreamscape. If that was dreamscape, it could have been.
Was dreamscape? Okay.
All right. Yeah. So thank you for that, Wolf Spear. But it could be that situation that when I look at these people, that's what I'm trying to figure out now. If it's a dream, why were these people suspected? Scanners. The Scanners, I don't think was the dream. Scanners was when that Woody Allen. I think when they had the gun. No. Scanners was the guy who looked like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, and the head exploded and shit. Yeah, the head exploded.
And he had the telekinesis powers and everything else. That is what that Scanners was and stuff.
I guess, and it's fun because we're gonna play our what if game. What if it's a dream, and examine this and see how this works. The one thing I was noting too, but it seems to be, is it a penance of some sort? Is it everyone in this town did something wrong or lost somebody? Because and people can correct me, obviously, even someone like Ethan, lost his brother, or somebody lost something, or someone did something horrible, and I'm not saying it is, but that's something that I was thinking about a lot on this past rewatch, as everyone starts to tell their story and everyone has one thing that maybe they did that attracted this Squid Game. The more time goes on, Tony, whether it's Aliens or something else, I'm feeling very reality show, very Squid Gamey, but even more so than a dream. But that could be an element of it too. It could be the same thing. Both those things could be true.
Now, I will say also, this is, I don't want this to be considered a spoiler. It's not, because it's out there. You could look it up and you can see it in the descriptions of next season's episodes, right? But in the description, one of the creatures that they specifically say this in the description, and they name the creature, and the creature is named Nightmare.
Yeah, the Nightmare.
It's called the Nightmare creature. So listen, every creature that we've seen so far has been named on their aesthetics of how they look. You had they said the milkman creature, and then the smile creature because he smiled all the time, and then they had the electrician creature, and then they had the cheerleader creature. But this one is named Nightmare creature. So why would they name this creature the Nightmare creature if it didn't have something to do with nightmares?
Yeah, I'm so with you, Tony. I think, and maybe I'm going a step further than you would here, but I think it's who gets inside Sarah's mind. The creature that is tasked of the group to be able to project whatever. Like, again, I bring a lot of other shows like Matt Parkman or Matt Parkman's dad on Heroes, like can just send out mental mind stuff to fuck with you and make you kind of feel like you're going crazy or hearing voices. That's who's screwing with Boyd in the woods, making him think he sees his wife in that moment. And that maybe is the person that reads people's minds. And again, I'm going down on a limb on that one. I know it may just be the creature that fucks with them in their brains or fucks with them when they're sleeping or something, hence the Nightmare creature. But I tend to think that's the psychic part of the monster alien situation.
And even if you want to go a little simulation and say this is some Matrix type situation where basically in the Matrix, they are all sleeping. They never use their eyes. They're born that way, and they're just raised with that thing in the back of their neck, and that's just the way it goes, right? And they never open their eyes at all, and they're all in one big, you can consider it a dream or whatever you want, that they're all, everyone there is in one thing that's being controlled by the robots who are controlling everything. So I still think it's some type of alien. It could be robots, but it's some alien situation. But that still would not prevent it from being a dream. If they all just drove in the car and got pulled through this wormhole, and all of a sudden they're in the simulation. Once they see the tree, they're inside of the dream. They're already asleep. Like they wouldn't even know. And if you look, they're always, I'm trying to think of when Jade came in, he was asleep inside of his vehicle when he stopped.
he was passed out or high
on
drugs or whatever.
You had the black kid in the show, the bus coming in, and there was a bunch of people asleep on the bus. I'm trying to think if everybody who came in, was there someone asleep or around them at the time?
Was anyone in the Matthews car asleep? I don't think so, right? They were all awake?
I think they were all awake. Or was Tabitha just waking up?
Possibly. Very possible.
So, because I think someone was waking up. I don't know. I think was Tabitha just waking up, and then she grabs a orange and then gives him a piece of the orange.
Oh, that sounds familiar. I feel bad. I just watched it too. I think Ethan, watching it back, I feel like everything Ethan says has significant meaning to it. Like he's in on this thing. He understands this thing on a different level. And it's not just a stupid kid saying stupid kid stuff. Some of the stuff he says about what this place is, about what it could be, he's got the read on Victor right away, that Victor's freaking helpful. And I forgot how little Victor was in it, that he disappears halfway through the season and doesn't come back. That's going to be good to see more of him in this next season. And I think it will answer a lot of those questions for us.
Yeah, and also he was upgraded to a full cast member, so he should get more screen, which to me means they didn't plan on using him a whole lot.
No, exactly.
Which means he's gonna draw his pictures, and he could get taken out really fast, right? Because they didn't plan on using him, but somehow I guess after doing season 1, they were like, well, this character's a success. Let's write more for him. And kind of like with George R. R. Martin, when he's seen the Wildling Woman.
Osha.
And he's seen the actress play her, and he said, wow, if I would have seen this actress play her, I would have wrote more for her in the books.
Yep.
Right. So it could have been a situation like that where they see same thing with the Smile Monster, right? He was just a regular guy we had him on here who just got a casting call, but he performed it so well, they gave him more stuff.
Tony. The most famous one of those is with Aaron Paul in Breaking Bad. He was supposed to die at the end of the first season of Breaking Bad, but they couldn't do that. And they obviously made him, just as the second lead of the show. I mean, he kind of was, but he was supposed to die in the season 1 finale.
All right, so Crip Color Lights text says, and listen, there's no need to put stuff in capital letters, man. You can just put it there. I'm gonna see it eventually, man. I got people. You ain't got to put it in capital letters. I got you. I understand you want me to answer this question. I feel you. All right. And if you have a question and you want it answered, right, instead of putting it in capital letters, call in the number 781-990-8509. And if you don't want to talk on the phone, you can just leave a text message to that number. That way, I'm guaranteed to get it. All right. So this is running like that. All right. So the crow is a big, either rats eating it's a big clue. He's saying, how big of it? We don't know. All we know is that we see the crows fly overhead all the time, right? Every time somebody sees the tree, the crows are above them. And then we see the crow dead being eaten by rats, which to me means, I don't know if a crow is actually going to fly into where they're at in the underground cave like that. I don't think crows hang out in caves. It could have been caught by one of the aliens or monsters or whatever you want to call it, and then brought down there and killed and then dropped down there. I think the crows speak to that there is something above them, something above all of them. You know what I mean? And that's what the crows are. I still think it's some type of, there's 2 different types of creatures up there. There's one that's totally Yeah, there's one talking to Sarah, and I think that's being held prisoner also, and there's one above the one talking to Sarah. The one talking to Sarah could be the crows. They could be inside the crows' eyes and could see through them and everything else.
Or it could be Blood Raven. It's been possibly could be Blood Raven causing
It's
this whole
always
thing.
Blood Raven.
And which immediately goes back to this all being the children of the forest's fault. I think there might be even more types of creatures just than two. I think the line in the woods where there's things more dangerous than the monsters out there. They weren't just talking about the spiders. There's other things out there that are more dangerous, and there may be a hierarchy. As for the crows, I think one of the best moments too is the crows. Are the crows a warning? Are the crows trying to help?
Are they crows or are they ravens? Do we know that?
It's funny that you say that. That's a point of order in the actual episode where Julie's trying to freak out Ethan by saying it's a murder of crows, and then Tabitha goes, "Actually, they're not crows; they're ravens." But I don't know if she was saying that just to and a bunch of ravens is called I forget what it's called, a coincidence or like whatever it's called. Someone in the live chat can say it, but so there was a point of contention in the actual episode that Julie said that they were crows, and Tabitha, either to protect Ethan's feelings or to correct her, said that they were ravens.
Well, it's good if they are ravens, because if you look at, like I put in my video, if y'all watch my other video I put out there, I put when Toby was killed, that was the poem that was behind his head.
Yeah, the Raven Nevermore.
The Nevermore poem. Let me see.
Well, Tabitha specifically does say to try, and again, I don't know if it is to protect Ethan's family, but she says what the ravens are, and acquaintance, not acquaintance of ravens. It's some weird.
It's hard to tell a crow from a raven. In all honesty, the only really way is to, a lot of people say, was that ravens can ride the jet stream and crows can't. That ravens can fly much higher.
The ravens, Tony, are called an unkindness of ravens. So either way, it's pretty scary. Thank you, Liv. Thank you, Elmar and Emily.
Unkindness. Well, I think both of them.
Yeah, both of them are pretty scary, dude. I don't know.
Well, both of them make sense and everything. Yeah, ravens are bigger, but you can't tell when they're flying, and you can't tell if they're bigger if they're all next to each other. You can only tell if they're bigger if there's a crow next to it, and you say, "Oh, it's bigger." But if there's a bunch of ravens next to it, you ain't gonna be able to tell the size. That's just not. You won't be. No, there's nothing to know there. You know what I mean? So yeah. So when it comes down again to this whole situation with them being asleep and everything else, that brings to the question of who's got them asleep and who's holding them hostage and things like that. You know what I mean? And if that is the case, then again, this is an experiment, and I'll put this out in my next video. That's what I think everything is going on. I think this is definitely some type of an experiment of aliens doing on human beings for some reason. There's something going on here, especially when you look at these children. I said children's. That's my mother. She's well, my mother says children. She says children's. That's our form. I just said it. But that's these kids, they look like they've been experimented on with the hair falling out and everything else. It looks like this is all one big experiment.
And we've talked about this a lot over the last couple of weeks, the children, and to your point about different creatures here, what are the children? Are the children a unique creature unto themselves? Are they human children that were, not mean to go another to the Game of Thrones thing, that were sent there from Craster, like they were kidnapped or something? Are they the dead kids of the lost people of Elm Street that are there? Are one of the dead kids going to be Tabitha's lost son eventually? Is that, someone said that in one of the Facebook groups, is the boy in white Tabitha and Tabitha's lost child, or the Matthews family's lost child? And to your point, again, just another kid and the association to dreams. I keep saying it every week. Where does the boy in white fit into this? Does he have any connection to those true creepy motherfucking Raggedy Andy motherfuckers behind you, and
Mhm.
what are the whole things with all the kids? And the boy in white certainly leads credence to the whole dream thing, because there's nothing this side of Clockwork Orange that's as creepy and dreamlike as the boy in white wandering around. So it does feel dreamlike. His character feels very dreamlike. The way he talks, the way you hear his voice in your head when he talks to you and such.
Lamar says, based on a study.com, a flock of ravens might be called the unkindness because ravens are associated with bad luck, and in mythology, they are trickster animals.
Ah,
Thank you for that. We appreciate that 100%. When dealing, I think that these kids are definitely. I don't think that they're harmful. I think they're being experimented on. I think now, because what makes me when I think of the kids, it starts thinking of Victor. So we had the stream, we talked about it, and we talked about is Victor actually the boy in white, right? And we were talking about that in the last stream. But what I'm saying is, Victor, when you look at the picture, right, when Victor was walking by and the guy was holding up the book, right, with Jade and stuff like that. So Victor wasn't there the whole time. It wasn't like he just got to that town and everybody got killed. It seems like he was there. Other people were there. We've seen stuff from other people inside of the holding, inside the diner, of all that stuff that was in there. So this isn't just happening now. This has been happening since the 70s, and all these people have been wiped out. Now, Victor says that he came out when 2 cars arrived. He came out from that place where he was hiding, where Jade was at, and when he came out, everybody was dead.
yeah, the little cellar area.
Yeah, and that's when he's seen the boy in white. I went back and I looked at those people that were dead, and definitely there were some body parts ripped apart, but not all of them look like that. Could we have another Boyd's wife situation going on? Is it 100% that the creatures killed everyone, or do we have a crazy person? But she can't be the first person who went crazy.
Same with Sarah. We already have seen two. To your point, Tony, Sarah proves that's exactly the case. And Boyd, to a certain extent, once he got bit by the spider, starts to feel voices and starts to obviously be battling something within his own head. But Sarah, for a fact, we know, has a very similar way. So I think as time trickles down here, we're more a different way that they get people is, and that's what makes this seem so much like a game, Tony. Like the regular creatures, Smiley, Milkman, and the rest. They're the pawns. The nightmare creature is like one of the bishops holding in the back. But what is the queen of all of this? And I think that's something you've speculated a lot or thought about, and you're gambling on a chip on this one. But that's the sauce that I know we're not getting this season. But that's the payoff that I hope we get eventually. This season, we'll meet the nightmare creature, maybe one other kind of creature or something like that, I think.
Yeah, because you always, no matter what, if you look at any type of war, or any type of army, or any type of gang, anything you think of, mafia, you always have the soldiers, and those are the people on foot that are doing it, but there's always people behind there pulling the strings. There's always someone above them, right? So we've seen the soldiers, which are these creatures and stuff like that, but we haven't seen what's behind them. You know what I mean? Because it's not those creatures that are keeping the people that are talking to Sarah hostage.
Yeah.
It's not those creatures that are keeping them there. It's something else that's keeping them there.
Exactly.
And that guy that talks to Boyd and says, what if this is a dream? He looks like he's been there for fucking 150 fucking years, that guy.
Yep.
He looks like he's been there for a very long time. So again, we're starting with this group of people, but we haven't seen the first, second, and third group of people. Because there's no way Victor, as a little kid, would have been able to survive all those years by himself. It's just not, you can't do it. There's just no way to do it. That's the whole chicken and egg theory with like human beings. Like, we know how vulnerable human babies are. If you put 1 billion human babies on this planet, say all human beings were created by a couple of amino acids hit the earth and with this and mixed with that, and that's how you got human babies. You could put 1 billion human babies on the planet by themselves, and there'll be 1 billion dead babies. A human baby can't survive without a parent taking care of it. Now, if you want to believe in some Jungle Book shit,
yeah, or that movie
who's going to come in here and it's raise a baby.
That movie with Howie Mandel when he was raised by wolves, like Walk Like a Man or something, when the wolves raise Howie Mandel. He's I'm Howie Mandel.
Yeah, you want to do that? That's the only way. So there's no way Victor could have survived out there by himself that whole time. There had to be more adults brought in to help him survive. And he just seems to be the one who keeps on surviving while other people keep dying off.
Is it because he sees the boy in white and the boy in white has helped him along the way to know the moments to get out of there, like almost as a spider sense? And is Ethan the second person or the next person in line that's going to, because Ethan's there, Victor can die now? I don't want to three-eyed raven situation, but because there's another seer of the boy in white, is Victor's days numbered for that point? I don't know. It's I think the boy in white has a lot to do with the connection to those higher that end boss, as Carla Wayne just said, that the final boss, I think, has some connection to the boy in white situation.
Yeah, it's the final boss is the person who's holding them all captive. Yeah. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. This could be some government shit. You never count them out of doing shit crazy.
Or what you were talking about last week with the connection to Jade in his business and focusing on the new tech that he makes, which I spent extra attention on considering your video and topic from last week. And they're cloak and dagger about what he's doing. They make it a point to be very vague about what Jade is doing, but while making sure you know that he's very, very important. That he's very important, and whatever he did is very high-end and experimental.
All right, Jess Brish, I can't remember if the boy in white talks. He talked to Sarah in her head. We heard his voice that one time. Yeah. Mentally communicated to her. He didn't talk out of his mouth, but we heard his voice. Elmar asking, who's been there the longest aside Victor? We know Donna was there before Boyd.
Yeah,
Father Kotri was there before Boyd. The guy who's Donna's husband was there before Boyd. I would say, to me, out of the main cast, it's Donna and the guy who played the guy she punched in the face, who was her real husband.
Yeah, her husband in real life.
Yeah, husband in real life. Those that have been there the longest that we've seen. They have been there the longest out of everybody, because Boyd came. We didn't see Kenny there when Boyd came. There was no Kenny at that time, so he had to come after. We didn't see the nurse there, so she came after. We didn't see Sarah in the pits hiding out with them, so she came after. So, yeah, the longest one there, I would say, that we've seen from the main cast is Donna and the guy who punched in the mouth, who's her real-life husband.
Yeah, they were all the people that were there before the Talismans. It's anyone who talks about being there in the old time before, when they just had to hide and hope the monsters didn't find them.
No, Emily's like, Fatima, no. They were having a year party for Fatima because she was there for a full year. Yep. And that's when the creatures attacked the colony house. What happens in that scene, if you go back and watch it, is that they're celebrating her year being there. And the guy says, thank you, Fatima. Donna goes, thank you for making this place great. And the guy says, thank you for that weed, too.
Yeah, thank you for all that weed. And Ellis is
great weed, right?
Ellis is drunk, causing like a scene and getting into fights with people inside.
But then after that, the girl comes over. She kisses Fatima. And gives her a sweater. If you look in the back, that porn stash gets mad.
Yeah, and walks off. Yep.
And then he walks. That's how he gets mad that Fatima's kissing this girl. Yep. He gets mad, and that's when he goes and lets this bitch inside the fucking house.
Yeah, he finally goes, fuck it. And again, weirdly watching that scene, Tony, like she makes out with him for a good like few minutes before she finally stabs him in the back, and then she kills him, cleans up, and gets pissed that she
she wasn't kissing him. He was kissing her. She was kind of just standing there.
Yeah, she had the look like every girl looking at Kenny. She had that look on her face. But
she was like, okay, all right, this is enough. Little Wander, thank you for the super chat. Truly appreciate that. 100%. Thank you.
But one thing I do want to point out, that she seemed upset that she got a little blood on her shirt, and she did say in that scene, I know they all say whatever, I don't choose to be like this. I don't choose to be like
Yeah.
this.
She
Tony,
says,
we do have some voicemails when you're ready.
all right, let's go before we go to the voicemail. We'll say that, she said, she goes, I just came here to say goodbye, like that. And then he's like, why are you leaving? She's like, because you won't let me in. How could I be here with you if I can never get a chance to touch you?
Oh, such a
If I can ever get a chance to touch you, and
course,
I didn't ask to be like this. That again, not asking to be like this confirms that could be an experiment.
Yeah.
Right. That's what experiments could be and everything else. But all right, we'll go into the first voicemail. We'll take it right now.
Exactly, Tony. She's an honest person. This is area code 216.
Yeah, I want to make a comment. Landry Simmons, Cleveland, Ohio. You know what? Everybody making comments. Some say they're vampires. Some say they're monsters. Some say they're in a dream. But you know what? Anybody can be correct. I mean, everybody that makes a statement could be right. We don't know. And we won't know until like another 11 days, and that's when the mystery starts unraveling. But everyone that's making a comment can be correct. So I'm not saying my comment is right. This is what I feel. And whoever else is out there making comments, they can possibly be correct. And you know what? None of us could be right. It can be some off the wall. So that's my comment. That everybody's making a comment can be possibly correct.
Exactly, and we don't poo-poo anybody's theory here. I'll go if people want to believe it's Norse gods. I never tell them. I'll tell you that I don't believe it, and I'll always say that I don't believe it. Not saying that it's not true. That's just I don't believe it. And if anyone says, no one here wrote the show, so we have no idea. You know what I mean? And listen, the showrunners could change shit, just like Dan and Dave did. Like, if you watch Game of Thrones, there was an outcome that was supposed to happen. And they said that they thought it was too cliche, and that's why they had Arya Stark kill the Night King. They said that specifically, right? So, and then George said this is not going to be the same ending. So that is what it is. So Elamar leaves a question. She said, so before the Talismans, people did not last long, as there was no safe space to spend the night, and they were killed almost right after getting set. Yeah, a lot of people were, until they built the underground bunkers. They built bunkers, holes in the ground with grass on top of it, and they would hide underneath the ground. That's where Boyd spent the first night, and then he came out, and then that's when he seen all the dead bodies of the people who didn't go into the bunkers, and they killed all the other people. And stuff. So yes, people did die much faster. I don't know how. Boyd was the only one who ever went out in the woods and found those talismans. After all those years, he's the only one who found those shits. Which is
they all
go do it? How does no one say, "Listen, let's go in the woods and see what's going on"?
Tony, that's one of the craziest things to me, and it makes me ask the question. I'm not meaning to keep doing the reality shows situation, but did the Survivor producers decide to put those there when Boyd came to up the game? Why are there only 12 talismans? Say, because the game was too easy for them, so they had to make it more of a challenge. Why are there only 12? My answer to that is whoever created this place wanted to give them, calculated that was just enough of an advantage. I'm sorry, Tony. I got to run for a second. I have a fire alarm going off. I just want to make sure nothing's actually happening.
All right, yeah. While Phil doesn't burn up, we'll make sure everything else is going. If someone says something about Emily's question, let's see if we can find Emily's question here, real quick. Where is this question that people are saying? Why are there only 12 talismans? I don't think that we know exactly why there are only 12 talismans. We were never giving any confirmation that there are. Is that what they said? There's 12 talismans. We count them, and that's it. So we have no idea. Again, it could just have been a random number that they put up in there. Stu says, I think Kenny will try to kill Chrissy's girlfriend, or she would try to kill him. I don't think she has to try to. She looks suspect. I don't like to say bad things about people. I don't. But the way she's looking in the trailer, she looks a little disheveled. Let me just say, she doesn't look like someone that Chrissy would be dating. It doesn't seem like that's the type of chick she would be with. She looks a little, I'm not going to say she does stuff because I don't know, but she does look like she either smokes a lot of weed or drinks. She looks like, she looks like a user. Christy looks very straight laced. She does, so, and everything else. And yeah, I don't remember them ever saying exactly how many talismans they are. And listen, Christy's girl, just because she's there doesn't mean she's going to make it. It could be the opening Kenny needs. She could get killed, and then Kenny swoop in for the ass grab.
Yeah. Or if he tries to save her girlfriend, save her, that shows Kenny to be a hero, and she might just choose Kenny.
Yeah, it could be a situation. Or she could just be, so much into Kenny right now that she don't want to be with this chick no more.
Yeah, a lot of times passed. Ever go on vacation and the stuff just changes, Tony? We have a message from area code 916.
All right.
Here we go.
Hello, this is the voice at 916. Now you've thrown us for an entirely different loop with the dream theory. Wow. You know what I thought of instantly when you mentioned dream and how it connects sort of with things that have happened on From? And it's curious the way it does. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. Isn't that strange? Anyhow, take care.
If it is a dream, it does seem like it's a good possibility. When we look at the poll, what is the poll saying right now?
Ooh, we got 69 votes. Yes. 88% says no, 12% says yes.
All right, so it's the question is what I can't see.
The question is, would you be happy if this was all a dream? 88% of the people say no to that. 12% say yes, with 69 votes. That's
yeah, it would be. Listen, that nightmare creature. Just to name it, the night. Again, when every other creature that we've seen so far has been depicted by what they're wearing or their smile or something, why did they name this one creature the nightmare creature if it doesn't have something to do with dreams and everything else? Emily says, also, I'm pretty sure the guy in the Polaroid that Jade found is one of the new people. Someone I know who is a critic who saw the first 3 episodes. So this is not all right. So, all right, wait a second.
Bastards.
Wait a second here, Emily. You said, I'm pretty sure that the guy in the Polaroid that Jay found is one of the new people. And then you say, someone I know who is a critic who saw the first 3 episodes confirmed. So this is not pretty sure. This is just saying that this guy who's seen the first episodes is saying this.
Yeah, that's pretty concrete evidence right there.
I mean, I haven't seen the first 3 episodes, so I can't say that without a doubt if that's the case. But if you're saying someone's seen it, that's basically a spoiler.
She said no. I'm sure, but I just didn't want to spoil.
Well, you did spoil. But I didn't see him on the bus. I don't know where he's there because maybe we didn't see everyone that we could see on the bus, but I haven't seen him on the bus. Yeah, and I can't see him being there, a new character, me personally, because he's in the picture with Victor as a child. And when Victor is a child, that guy in that picture is like 56, probably 60 something years old
at least
in that picture when Victor was a child. So in order for that guy to be here, you'd be like 100 and something years old. So I cannot see how they would possibly be able to explain this guy being a part of the series if that's the case. Unless somehow Victor aged, how come this guy wouldn't age? He was at least 60 in that photo. There's no doubt this guy would be in his hundreds, and I can't see him be it. So I think this guy could be lying to you, or he just doesn't know what the hell he's looking at. Yeah. So I mean, I can't see that guy being in the show like that. It's just they couldn't explain that to me. How all of a sudden he comes on the bus and he's in the picture with Victor? How is that possible? The age just doesn't add up to me.
And Tony, we got a few handful of text messages. This is from area code 559. This is a longer one. Let me read some of this. Hey, Tef and Phil, have you thought about the similarities from and Coraline? The other mother, Bedlam, is something that we can relate to with glamour spells to make an entire other world like the town, along with other creatures, porn stashes, girlfriends, goats, and chickens. Coraline sees a door to go to the other world, and from people see fallen trees before they go to Fromville. I feel like the crows could act as a cats did too. I have to be honest that I haven't seen Coraline or something.
Me either. I haven't seen it, so
I can't speak to it. We promise that we'll do some research and look into it.
I definitely will. All right, so let's go. This Luna says the guy holding the book with the symbols looks like the guy from Colony House, the Donna clock. No, he's not. That's not the same guy. Not close. The guy who Donna hit is a guy who was hiding with them inside of the holes in the ground before Boyd got there. That guy is also the same person who's her husband in real life. She confirmed that when we interviewed her.
Yep, on the
she
show.
Confirmed that's her husband. That is not the guy that's holding the picture with Jade. Not even close. They don't even look similar. So not even close. So that is not him. So it's not him. If that's what you're thinking, then you could let that go, because that's definitely not him, without a shadow of a doubt. I wish I could pull up a picture of the guy right now. I could
he's like bald and whatever.
Yeah, it's not even him, and it's no.
Tony, this one's one for you. Area code 573. Tony, I've always thought the town was a zoo/arena. The way things are layered on top of each other, but the inhabitants can interact and fight felt like a battle in a coliseum. It also has a Hunger Games feel with a random supplies. What do you guys think? Does this have a zoo arena kind of vibe to it?
I don't know about zoo arena. I would say that it's some type of escape room experiment going on.
Yeah,
there.
reality show week, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the arena where they're not fighting each other and stuff or anything. They're smoking a lot of weed and having a lot of sex in Colony House.
Sounds fun to me.
Porn stash.
Sounds fun to me.
He's so jealous. He's got to start looking at monsters. No one wants his ass. So I got to go to the next best thing.
Dude,
monsters.
He's in
get him with the goats or something. You know, he's
in a free love house, and he's like smacking on the monsters. Come on, dude.
Like, I mean, that one chick. You know, there had to be something wrong with you, bro, if you can't get laid in that house.
Yeah.
If you can't get laid in Colony House, there's something definitely.
Tony, it's time to shave the mustache.
That's it. Shave the mustache off, and that's it.
Just be done.
I don't understand how it would go.
This is 2023 22 from House. No one wants that porn stash. This is in the 70s, dude.
Listen, John May, it's a Western World Park. Could be. I could see it being that.
That's not out of the realm of possibility.
I could see it 100% being a situation like Westworld. 100% I could see that, but not paying for it to go there. These people are kidnapped there. Every one of them is kidnapped there, and there's something going on.
Yeah, I mean, Jade thought it was something like that to begin with, but it very well could be something like that. Here's another text from 606. I have a theory that everyone that is in the town is from a different time period, not just the monsters. The people or the town, like the Matthews could be from 2035, and Kenny could be from 1999. So the question that needs to be asked by someone, not where are we, but when are we, Tony?
Well, I do think the time zone stuff doesn't. I don't want to spoil the video I'm doing tomorrow.
Keep an eye out for Tony's video that might answer those very questions.
Yeah, I do have an answer for that of what could be going on here and everything else. Because I know all y'all want to say that these are, you know, that these are. I know there's a lot of North God's people in there. So I want to do something for you, but I can't go with the Norse guy. So I had to go looking into stuff because y'all want to do the monster theory. So I came up with some stuff for some monster stuff and everything else I want to put out there. Though, and it could go that way. I wouldn't bet a chip on it, but it could go that way.
Oh no, but it's worth exploring. And Tony, our last text for right now, we got a couple of voicemails, but the last text from area code 717. Tom, the bartender, is super sus. I'm pretty
Why?
positive he's the voice on the radio. When Jade was at the bar, it looks like a stereo radio and a car battery on the counter. And he took Tabitha to the tool shed for a pickaxe. And she asked why he wasn't helping. And he said, I've been here for a long time and I've seen a lot of people do crazy things to get out of here. But the one thing they all have in common is they end up at this bar, Tony. We've talked around it. How suspect is Tom the bartender?
I don't know. I don't think he's a main enough character to be suspect. I think if someone's going to be a spy in there, they're going to be a main character who's on the main cast, not someone who's on the secondary cast. He's on the secondary cast. I can't see him being that influential. As for the radio and as for his comment, I think he's institutionalized. He's just like he talked about, like the Freudian's cat. That's what he is. And as Jade said, you people are just sitting there and gnawing at your cheese, not looking at the big picture of the maze. I think he's just content to sit there and gnaw at the cheese, just like Jade said. So I think that's his whole thing. As for his voice being on the radio, I can't call it if it's his voice on the radio or not. I don't know if it's him or not.
Tony, if it was him, he could have just been trolling, like using his own radio, and he's not
Who heard
necessarily
that radio?
connected to them talking.
Yes.
Who was standing there?
Everyone went inside because it was raining, right?
Jim was Jade there too?
Jim was there.
Someone
Who
else,
was
like
there?
Donna was there, right?
Was it Donna?
I think he was someone came over to
Someone
him.
was with him because it was telling him to get out. He'd push his son inside.
I think it might have been Donna, but I'm not positive. Yeah, Jim and Donna. David, I'm going to take David S for fact. It was Jim and Donna. It was Donna. LMR says
No
Donna.
one else heard those voices.
No, just the two of them.
It's the two of them.
As far as I know, and the spy is either, as Shorty Womp Womp Jersey Princess says, the spy is Donna or Fatima. To Tony's point, and I was saying this, I've been saying it's Fatima just because if it's Jim, if it's the bartender guy, it's too obvious. He's like an obvious hater that's making it too. If he's a spy, he's the worst spy ever because he's obviously suspect. The spy is someone that you trust impeccably, and I think unfortunately there's a few characters that fit into that, and the biggest ones are Fatima is one of the big ones that might fit into that, and I don't think it's Donna. And I don't think it's Victor, but it's somebody that's, or Kenny or anyone. So that's why I'm sort of narrowing in on her specifically, but it's somebody that we least expected, Tony. It's not going to be, I think the bartender's just as you said, an institutionalized and kind of a dick and maybe a troll and likes fucking with people a little bit. That's as far as I think that guy goes.
Yeah, he's not there. Luna says, I don't know, Tony. We thought Victor was secondary too. No, so Victor had a different plot to play. He's drawing these pictures. The bartender we seen in like one scene, 2 scenes the most, serving at beer. Whatever he was, potato vodka.
His shitty piss water, as Donna calls it.
You know what I mean? So that's different. I think that's 2 different things. Victor had a much larger role with the pictures and everything else. So that's what he compared it to.
Tony, we got area code 773 from, I think, Jesse.
Yeah. So this is Jesse J2G, 773, everything. So quick question on this one. What if the colony house? Actually, the boy in white actually used to live in the colony house. And, I'm thinking about this because they keep talking about how the colony house is at a higher level than everywhere else in the town. It's up on a hill.
High ground.
It's getting better reception, the mansion. I'm starting to think that the boy in white used to live there. And that's, former slave owner, plantation, and he was the kid that didn't really understand what was going on. And all of the people in town lived below the people in the plantation, and they didn't die in the flood. Can we talk about that? Thanks.
So the boy in white lived. I think it's possible that a lot of people could have lived in the town, but could his family have been rich enough? When you look at his clothes, they do look like they would have been top of the line for that era and everything else. So, I mean, I can't tell you that he doesn't, but I have seen nothing that points to the fact that he lived in that house. They haven't given us anything to say that he lives there. I mean, Colony House is a huge house. Obviously, all them people could live there. So it had to be a rich family that at least lived there at one point and everything else, you know. So I'm not saying they didn't. I can't say that he does or that he didn't. I never thought about it, so I would have to give that a little bit more thought than I can just do right now.
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying it, there's definitely something up with him, some sort of connection that he has to all of this. I said this last year and watching it a second time as well. As much as I want to say he's the good guy, he could be helping the situation too. That could be our architect as well. We could all be in a little boy's game, Tony, that he's playing with all of these people in some sort of way and controlling it. He brought all of these people here to entertain and dance at him, whether he's an alien, a monster, or something else. And that little creepy bastard is the orchestrator of it all. It's certainly a possibility. I don't know if I trust him 100%, even though we've seen him work for good. So yeah.
No, you would think those are the top of the line clothes for this. So definitely he could have been from a rich family that lived in that house. We just don't have any guarantees on that situation. Sound like your boy saying, Tony, Phil, y'all both on the show. Would you be trying to solve the mystery or participating in Colony House activity? Both.
Yeah. I mean, there's time.
There's time for both.
Yeah, there's time for both. Why can't I spend a few nights over there whoring around and smoking weed at Colony House and then come down and try to find a way out with Jim and the boys? Like,
yeah, you know, I would do both. You know, I go out there to Colony House, spend the night a couple of times, knock some boots with some of these chicks, blow them out. Then I go back home to live, and then I start trying to work on getting up out of there. You know what I mean?
Before you know it, there's new people in there. It's a cycle. It cycles through. You know, like whatever. You go back to Colony House.
It's easy life for them.
A well-balanced life is top tier.
It's easy life. It would be easy life for me. Listen, if they got pancakes and shit,
it's a hard.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I got an easy life. I would have an easy life, and I wouldn't have any problem. You got weed, you got pancakes, you got alcohol.
Would you come out of weed retirement if you?
I would, yeah, for that. Listen, you live in a situation like that, you might start smoking crack. Goddamn it!
I mean, why not? Why not at that point, right?
Why wouldn't you do anything? You don't know.
I'm growing poppies, Tony. I'm growing the poppies.
Let's try everything once. Goddamn it!
You're not ain't going anywhere. I just whatever keeps me in the house, really.
You can't do acid there, though. Or you
no, you'd be done. You'd be done.
You can't do no mushrooms down there.
No, any tripping drugs or mental stimulus, you'd be fine.
Like that. You'd be like, "Hey, Buster, what's going on?"
Whoa, you have a really nice smile on your face, man. Whoa.
Yeah, that would be no doubt.
Okay, this is area code 251.
TJ from 251. I believe Victor is either part of the first group of arrivals or maybe the original townspeople, considering the picture found of him by Jade, because
the picture guy. Yeah.
When he comes out of the cellar, he notices that everybody's dead. I believe he's the first of arrival.
Oh, I just want to say something. I'll play the back. I forgot that Jade also seems to be haunted by the nightmare creature in some ways, by seeing visions occasionally when he gets too close to certain situations. Are they trying to keep Jade on edge because they know he's somebody that can actually figure out what's going on there? So they have to keep him on point. Is he going to have? He's a dangerous person. If the nightmare creature gets inside Jade, he can cause a lot of damage around town. I think that's something to worry about moving forward, as Jade not necessarily being a villain, but being someone that if you use him to manipulate, like when someone gets control of Angel on Buffy, like it's dangerous. It's dangerous when you have control over something with that much power. Sorry, caller and Tony. I just had to go on that rant before I forgot it.
When he comes out of the cellar, he notices that everybody's dead. I believe he's the first of arrivals. They're attacked. He runs into the woods, jumps into a faraway tree. He's safe, comes out. All of the people he arrived with were dead. There was able to be a picture taken of him because nobody knew what was going on at all yet. Thanks, guys.
Interesting.
Yeah, all right. Now I'm gonna have to go.
Tony's gonna look something up, and I want to ask you about.
To go into my video that I don't want to go into because now y'all are gonna.
They keep asking the question, so
keep going into stuff. I'm gonna have to give away a video, but y'all better watch this shit.
Don't forget about it. You pulled on Superman's cape enough. He's fucking gonna drop you.
That's it. Now y'all are over here getting. I do not believe he's the first group of people that's been there at all. But let me see if I can.
The other thing
Hold it down, Phil. Let me.
The other thing I forgot about, Tony, that was very, very interesting to me on the rewatch is all the bottles hanging in the woods.
I got that too. I know
you did, yeah. And you've talked a little bit about it last year too. I believe you did a video on that, but I could be making that up in my mind. But I was thinking a lot about those bottles. They focus on it a lot. It's people. It's the location that the people are in. Who are those people? Are those people that were in the town? Are those people that are connected to the monsters? Were the monsters formerly people? I know I'm just talking out my ass. I'm just talking. I don't know what I'm doing. See, I'm just losing my mind. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Let's go in the live chat. Dre says, one of Victor's pictures, the one with him and his sister, if you look in the darkness in between the houses, there are runes and monster faces in the drawing. Emily says, that's why I don't think it's a dream. It's a wormhole. Your wife should be digging that hole, says Portray King. So is the nightmare creature the one that's putting the visions in everyone's mind? Big Daddy, we were talking about that. I think Tony and I don't know for a fact, but I think we both think it's possible because to Tony's point, and he's absolutely right, every other time we've heard a name of one of the creatures, it's describing either a physical trait or something about them. The smiley monster, the milkman monster, the evening TV monster, like all the different monsters, the Family Matters monster, whichever monsters that they are. And the nightmare monster has to have something to do with nightmares. So it would make sense that he could possibly be the one that is getting into people's minds and haunting them like Jade and Sarah and Boyd and Boyd's wife. Oh, Tony, new member for the channel. Shorty, the Jersey Princess, is a
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Now you have access to the special emojis. Hopefully you use them. We'll be doing some from emojis too. I'm just trying to get it where it says this one thing that I know it says. I'm just trying to see exactly where it says it.
We got a couple more text messages, Tony, while you're looking for that. Area code 606 asks, do you think there was anyone else that dared go into the woods before Boyd? I understand they need the talismans to survive. Not saying they survived. I keep wondering if Boyd was the first. I'm going to say just what I was just talking about, 606. I don't think he was the first because of the bottles that we see in the woods. Someone else had to be out there and hanging them up, and I don't particularly think the monsters did that unless they're trophies of people that they've killed, which I guess that's a possibility. But I think it's more people that have tried to go out there and want to say, I was here. But who knows? It could go either direction. I'm not going to ask Tony that question because he's going to do a video on that. So you'll have to wait to see Tony's thoughts on the bottles in an upcoming video on From.
I have the answer too.
He has the answer.
Here live, so I will give y'all the answer to that bottle. One second.
Oh, thank you, Jersey Princess.
All right, here we go. Let me see. Last time I shared stuff, it went all haywire, but we're gonna share it this time. Because I think this is what my next video. All right, so real quick, I will say this: that the bottles are in Africa, and basically, when you would put notes and stuff into bottles like that, and then put them in trees, it was to draw away spirits and trap spirits into the bottles. They would trap the spirits of the thing that you put in there in the bottle. So if you put somebody's name in there because you thought they were an evil spirit, you put their name in the bottle and hang the bottle in the tree. This is in real life. They would do this, and supposedly would trap the bad spirit inside of the bottle. But that's why they would do it. All right, so that is that. Let me see if I can get this up here. I think it should be this one right here. All right. All right, so let me come back here. So this will be in my next video, but I'll read this to you real quick. And it's about creatures that are called ghouls. And I know like people wanted to say it was Norse mythology, but if it's going to be anything like that, it's not going to be that. It's going to be a ghoul. All right, here. All right. So it says right here, in Arab folklore, a ghoul is said to dwell in cemeteries and other inhabited places. The male ghoul is referenced as a ghoul, female is a ghoulah, and Arabic female creatures who sometimes called a mother ghoul. She is portrayed in tales of luring hapless characters who are usually men to a home where she can eat them. It says some state that the ghoul is a desert-dwelling, shape-shifting demon that can assume the guise of any animal, especially a hyena. It lures unwary people into the desert's wastes and abandoned places to slay and devour them. It says the creatures also prey on young children, drinks blood, steals coins, and eats the dead, and then takes the form of the person who's it's most recently eaten.
Ah.
Okay. So if you go by that right there, right, and say they ate people from the 70s.
Right, and then they took their form, and that's why they have the same outfits and such.
Exactly. And they would have taken their form, and that would be the reason why they would have the same exact outfits on from that era and everything else. It could be a situation like that, but I'll go more into it in the video. Let me just show this super
and
chat right
another one. Tony gets that one. I like that a lot. I like that one a lot.
Little Wanda Wynn says, I'm calling 251. Someone commented, said I sounded like the voice of rating. You might have. Thank you very much. But yeah, so if it's going to be anything to me, and yes, it has been confirmed that season 3 is already confirmed. They already said there's going to be a season 3. It's already
someone said that in the live chat. They've is that real? I saw it said in a couple places that they've already confirmed.
I haven't heard it directly from MGM or anything like that. But
we asked Smiley, but he gave us the picture shaking off.
Smiley wouldn't give it to us.
Smiley wouldn't give us that. We do get a bunch more voicemails, Tony, and another. Let's get rid of the last text message first. Area code 717. Speaking of those bottles, did you guys notice the soldier's face that attacked Jade? Tony, you were talking last week. I'll not apologize. I have to apologize to you. I was like, what time travel? Yeah, I mean, he was chased by what looked like a Civil War soldier.
Yeah, a black Union soldier. Yep. That was it. So I have to take a look. If you're saying there was something distinctive about his face, like it wasn't really there or something like that, I would have to look at it. But again, if you want to go the ghoul route, right, and you want to say it's a ghoul, then if one of those creatures killed that Civil War soldier, they would be able to take the form of that guy, and then he could chase Jade and do it. He could kill the milkman and take form of the milkman. He could take form of the person, the cheerleader, and take form of the cheerleader. Whoever the person that they eat, they could take the form of. So that could be exactly why these people are stuck in these apps. And again, it probably isn't one of it, but it could be a form of that. Yeah, I would think it'd be more likely to be that than some Norse gods like Thor coming down here and doing something. I don't see that. And thank you, Pedro, for just subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the family.
And Tony, you're absolutely right. I think this show is creating its own mythos. It's not lost. It's not Norse mythology. It's taking all of these things and establishing their own concept. So by doing this, by looking into these things, it's more, you're not saying it's exactly this thing. You're saying if they were influenced by something like that, this is what you think that they were influenced in creating some of these creatures, that even if they are aliens in your mind, they could still have elements of these ghouls that take the form of who they kill. Similar horror movies. Wes Craven did a movie called Shocker. It was funny movie. I think the guy who starred in it did the voice of Chucky, but I could be wrong about that. But he when he kills people, his electric life force can jump into other people and take over the body of the person he kills. So it is something that is used often in horror movies and can also be sci-fi like as well. So I definitely like that one as an element of the aliens or the creatures or whatever to be why they look the way that they do.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could come up with to say exactly why they look at it, look the way they do and everything else. If they are shooting season 3, and I'm gonna ask the actress who plays Donna if she's shooting in May, because we wanted to get on the set for season 3. Dead end, if they're shooting that soon.
I don't think they've started yet.
Would they really shoot that quick? May that quick shoot it?
I mean, think about it last time.
Season 2 is even out. I'm gonna ask.
They were shooting in the fall winter last year, this
Yeah.
past fall and winter, and it's coming out in the spring. So they have a quick turnaround time on this show. They're not spending a lot of time. They're probably doing a lot of stuff practically, so they don't have to do too many
I
visual
want to get
effects.
on that set and interview these people from sitting inside that diner. And we know how we do that? If you guys subscribe to the channel, because we can get enough views, they'll have no choice but to let us do it.
Yep.
That's the bottom line. If we're getting like, we get when the series starts, if we're getting like 3,000 live viewers every week, they would have no choice. If I could hit 100,000 subscribers, they would have no choice but to get us there. There's no doubt about it. They would have to, because we have too much. We have too much eyes on us and stuff like that. So they have to do it. So it's all to you guys. You can get us there. Get us there.
Mr. Freedom says the season 3 news was leaked by a production crew on MGM Plus. Hasn't officially been announced, but it's the production crew confirms that you can bet it's happening. MGM is just going to wait for season 2 to start and probably announce it a couple of weeks in. I added that extra stuff. Area code 916.
Hello, this is the voice at 916 again. I was just thinking, that many jukeboxes in the cafe, how they instantly turn on whenever someone is sitting near them.
Oh, I turn on instantly every time you call.
Or feeling. Do you think that might be another way that the boy in white is communicating to whoever is receiving the song message? Or, as we probably already think, there are 2 levels of communication, that the boy in white communicates telepathically to certain people, and they're the only ones that could hear him, or if he's using the jukeboxes to communicate with people who don't have that ability to receive, or something entirely different.
I do think the jukebox and the electricity in the jukebox, or the fact that the songs come on at the right time, Boyd hearing the song that he needed to hear at the right moment, meaning it's fate. That has to mean something, Tony, right?
There's no doubt about it. Whoever is communicating with Sarah, I think, is the one that's using those songs to communicate. The same thing again, if you want to deal with what I said in my last video about Jade's company being there and making robots and going that, and dealing with going into wormholes and everything else, and being in the 4th dimension. That's how, if you look at the show with Matthew McConaughey, how he was able to communicate with his daughter in that show, right? He used Morse code to communicate.
Are you talking about Stranger Things?
No. Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I was thinking Matthew Modine talking to
Matthew McConaughey with Interstellar.
Oh, Interstellar. Yep, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
when he talked to Murph, he did it through Morse code, and she picked up on it that it was him. So I think if you're dealing with a 4th dimensional creature, they could be using the exact same situation, the same thing to communicate with them with the radio.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Interstellar. Yeah, sorry that didn't pop into my head. Area code 773.
Yeah, one more time, Jesse. Just want to put one more thing out there.
Jesse, call in 5 more times. We're lucky to get your calls.
Oh yeah.
I did say before, and I asked to check out the book list of Raggedy Ann and Andy just for fun. Check it out. Could you do that for me just this once? Check out that book list for Raggedy Ann and Andy to see how interesting that is when you Wikipedia them and see even the photos that they have of these characters. And trust me, it connects so much, and I think that would be hilarious. Thanks so much.
Let's go. It says the story of Raggedy Ann and Andy begins when a little girl in a toy shop sees 2 rag dolls whose hands are sewn together. Because she could not afford to purchase both dolls, and because she really preferred beautiful girl dolls, she asked the toy shop owner if he'd be willing to unstitch their hands so that she could buy the beautiful girl doll. Turning down the little girl's request, the owner explains to her the reason behind his refusal. One evening, Sentinel needles, thread, and scissors, paintbrushes, and other creative implements came together to create a girl rag doll and a boy rag
Like
doll.
Voltron? Like it sounds like Voltron to me, like that.
Something happened. And when the paintbrushes had completed the dolls' faces, he gave them each magic candy heart to bring them to life.
Ooh.
And then informed them that they needed to go visit the Castle of Names before sunset. Trying to see where this would go. Is this the real story, or is this is all right? So this is the film. That's not the real story.
Oh, that's like the Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah,
like
that's not the real. That's just the film. We need to get to the real story of what further characters such as Bendy, a black mammy doll, were featured in it. Why we got a black mammy doll? Some racist ass doll in this shit. The hell is going on? It says it just shows the designs. I'm trying to see this. Let me see Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Mista says, "I would love it if the showrunners found a way to include Matthew McConaughey or Kevin Bacon into this." I mean, they're good in anything. I could see. Can you see at any point in time, Tony, while you're looking this up, another big star, or at least on the level? And I love this cast. They're a great cast. They have a good balance with each other. They don't need something like this, but could you see a bigger actor on the level? We've joked about it, but like another big Oz actor show up, like Ryan O'Reilly show up first season, or
give me Chuck Zito.
Chuck Zito for a season, or someone from Sons of Anarchy, Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy, Chips. So somebody for like another bigger well-known actor. Do you think we'll ever see another big name on the show?
I don't know. This is Harold's show,
right? Yeah.
So could they bring in somebody else? They could maybe for a little bit.
We've joked about maybe Adebisi showing up as his rival for a season.
I wouldn't mind seeing something like
I am the cock merchant. I
wouldn't mind seeing it at all. They could definitely bring in somebody, you know what I mean?
Or Chuck Zito. Chuck Zito would be great.
Better when they have actors I've never heard of before, because I don't see them as other roles. I see them as only the roles that I see them in. You know what I mean? So I'd rather them be like.
Someone says they want John Cena, Chuck Norris, Pedro Pascal.
Is Chuck Norris still alive?
I think so. Yeah. I don't think he's working, but I think he's.
I haven't seen him since the Total Gym.
Yeah, the Grim Reaper came up to Chuck Norris and he said, "Fuck you, motherfucker!"
He said, "You Total Gym, motherfucker!
I'll fucking kill you!" We have a longer voicemail, Tony. So stop me if you have any responses here during this voicemail. It's from area code 630.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Phil. It's T-Bill. It's just a few things about the show that stuck out to me, but I'm trying to formulate some kind of theory about it. The first thing is in episode 1, when Ethan was upset because Julie killed Norman.
Mm-hmm.
Tabitha wanted to make him feel better about the situation. She was talking to him, and she said, "Well, that's a good thing." She said, "Because monsters aren't real, so he didn't die." And so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what if this series ends and that turns out to be what it is? They told us in the very first episode.
Let's pause it right there. Let's pause it. Listen, it goes with the dream theory. And usually they do give it away in the first episode and early in the first episode. So the fact that you caught that, I didn't catch that. The fact that you caught that does 100% to me point that this shit could just be a dream because monsters aren't real. You know what I mean? It could be just a simulation and stuff. I agree that they do be doing shit like that all the time. You can watch Game of Thrones and you see in the first episodes, in the first episode, if you look at the first promo shot, they have Ned Stark sitting on the Iron Throne and they have a raven on the Iron Throne, right? So they gave away Bran being king right there in the first promo shot they ever did. So they do give shit away really fast. So I agree. I didn't catch that, but the fact that she said that 100% 100% could mean that this is all just a dream, a simulation, and they're all gonna wake up from they get escape from this situation that they're being forced into. What do you think, Phil?
I'm saying that if this is just a dream, I'm gonna eat one of the hottest chips in the world for my life. They should bring in Sean Austin. I definitely think that it's something I thought about a little bit and made notice as well on my rewatch. The fact that she says specifically monsters aren't real when dealing with that situation. When if this is a dream or is a perspective from somebody else, who is our way in? Is it Tabitha? Are we with Tabitha essentially in some ways? Is it again a shared consciousness thing? I'm not against the dream thing, but to me it feels more like some Matrix dream thing rather than a straight dream thing.
Yeah, it would have to be that some type of they're all chain linked to the same.
Yeah, they're all linked to the same network. Exactly.
Yeah,
they're all.
It would have to be something like that. That would be it. And it seems again, if it's sci-fi, I could see him saying something like that. You know what I mean?
And exactly, Sonic, your boy, who someone said they should have Sean Austin in this show, and someone goes, "The Fat Hobbit will do anything." Yes, the Fat Hobbit will do anything. He was great in Stranger Things, and I love him. We have a little bit more of that voicemail to go here with 630.
Family came to the town. That would be crazy. So the next thing is
wait, real quick, stop.
Yep, no problem.
Anna is right. Total Recall.
100% Anna.
That's what it would be like, right? Total Recall.
Get to fuck the Mars.
Everybody was all linked to that same shit and everything else, right? And it was all one thing. Definitely, it would be a situation like that and everything else. So yeah, Total Recall is best way to say it. I think everyone is listen. I'm gonna be honest, and if these writers are watching, and I don't see how you pull that off and keep everybody happy and not have people say this is another Lost.
Yeah.
If you do that, I think that people would be disappointed with that.
Same thing if they're dead in any way. If this is afterlife or death thing in any way, and I know people can say eat eggs, post-traumatic Lost people, but people that liked Lost like Mystery Box shows. The people that were Lost fans are the people that they want bringing in here and go, we're going to solve that problem. You know how you weren't satisfied with that end? This is going to be a better one. Come on over here. I mean, those people are out there wanting a good Mystery Box show. And so far, this one has delivered us well. We're in good hands right now with this and Severance right now.
Yeah, let's go through it. Let's
finish the voice. Here we go.
So the town to me seems like and I know this has been said by some people before, is the town, are they sheep? Because they're brought to this town that can support their life and they have homes and they have food and, but they get slaughtered every night, basically. But I also think that it always reminds me of a fish tank. You put your fish in and you have the little fake little trees and the stuff like that. Is similar to where they came
from. We have
from,
that, right? We have that in the picture. Let me see if I
can. The fishbowl Lost. And while Tony's looking that up, and we'll get back to the rest of your voicemail in a second. There's a Raggedy Ann book called The Nice Fat Policeman. Dolphin Time. That's my second choice. Do you think the writers have an end game? Big Daddy asks. Do you think they know exactly what this place is? It's hard for me to imagine that a producer from Lost would try another show like this in any way, shape, or form without knowing exactly what they want to do with it in the end and having a plan. And I think they do. I think the nature of Lost not having a plan was, if you listen to the interviews with J.J. Abrams around the time that the show came together rather quick and they didn't have time to formulate a plan. But a show like this must have been pitched beginning to end game of what they want to do with it. So I think they do have a plan. It feels like they do anyways. It doesn't feel like they're meandering around. It doesn't feel like they don't know what they're doing. It feels like they're heading towards a certain direction to me personally. And that's what keeps me watching, because a lot of Mystery Box shows have existed, but they don't hold my interest like that. And I love how the chat has exploded with Chuck Norris comments. No streets are named for Chuck Norris because no one crosses Chuck Norris. The boogeyman checks his closets to check Mars.
That's funny.
Yeah, they're great. It's classic internet. It's as classic internet as Leroy Jenkins. But let's finish the voicemail.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff you put in there is not real. That kind of reminded me of the plugs with no wire in it and stuff like that. It's kind of real, but yet the lights work and stuff like that. So I was thinking along those lines. I was looking for things in the series that reminded me, like, is that what's really going on? And the instance where Ethan, so Victor took Ethan into the woods, and Ethan was still on a crutch, and he didn't want him to bring the crutch into the woods. He got him a walking stick or a staff.
A stick, yeah, it's better for a quest.
I know those things symbolize power. They symbolize like a shepherd or a leader. And I'm just wondering if that's a symbol. He didn't want Ethan to go into the woods with the image of being sick or hurt. And it seemed like Ethan started to heal really fast after Victor did that.
Yeah, well,
so that's something that
I don't remember if it was after. I remember the mom saying it. The wounds healed.
Yeah, he definitely healed like Barry Allen flash quick. And thank you so much. That's basically the end of the message. Thank you, area code 630. Great message. A lot of great thoughts and stuff.
When we look at this picture again, is he drawing what he has already seen, or is he drawing stuff from the future? That if we go by what he's already seen, why would he draw this picture? It's hard for me to see a reason why he would draw this picture,
Tony,
of this. Let me even zoom in a little bit if I can.
I mean, stay on the two shot for 1 second before you zoom in, just because I want to point out, we talked about this a little bit last week. Look at the picture right below. That's the future right there. The spider. This is before we saw the spider. We see the spider right there, something that we see in the future. So it probably is the future, but I don't know. My instinct is it's the future.
And we see this globe. As she was saying, that this globe, he has drawn a picture of a globe, of a town inside of a globe. Is this what it is? Is this them inside under like that show Under the Dome? Is it a situation like that they're in there like that? You know,
or Biodome. Sorry,
here did they have? This is a picture of a flood right here on the top. You can clearly see people standing on top of the roof. Did they have a flood already? Is this going to be the first flood, or did they have multiple floods already?
Yeah. To go to the whole Matrix thing, we know that when Neo goes to see the creator, or whatever that guy named Colonel Sanders dude, he talks about how he's not the first. This isn't the first time this has happened. They cycle through every time. Could the whole town have been destroyed before and they start again? And there was many other time periods, or is this a consistent thing that has just always existed over time?
Yeah, it could be. You know, which could be. It's hard to tell. We don't know until we see. You know what I mean?
And the crazy thing is, and I guess an overall question, Tony, are we going to get more? Are we going to get answers in season 2, or is season 2 going to just create more and more questions? Are we going to get a combination of both? I feel like we're going to get both. We're going to get some answers, but more questions being raised. Personally,
I think we'll get some, but not all. Obviously, if they have a season 3, that you can't answer everything in one season and figure it out. You got to get to the bottom of it. Again, I'm thinking 5-6 seasons the most.
Yep.
So I would say season 4, 5, they figure it out. And I mean, look, if you look at Succession, the Succession is just starting right now. At the midway, a little bit before midway point of the final season, you're finally going to see the Succession battle that the whole show was based on. So it takes a while for them to get that. I would say the season before the last would be it, and everything else, So that's the only way I could see it.
Luna asks, do they cycle through until they learn a particular lesson? Again, is this some sort of lesson that each one of these characters need to learn? Because of that's very Lost, in the sense of every one of those characters is flawed, has a big problem that caused them to be able to need the island for some reason. I don't know if this is something like this. to me, this is more of a Jigsaw, Freddy Krueger kind of situation where they're picking people and fucking with them for some reason, for no particular rhyme or reason for who they are. But again, I could be wrong about that. I think it's just.
And Will Smith says the final boss could reset the game by flooding or just killing everyone, like what happened with Victor. That could have been what happened. That could have been Victor on the roof. He could have seen everyone get washed away, and that could have been it. They specifically say, like I put in the video, that the reason why they did it was that when the two cars came together, then that's when they did it. And it could be a way to wipe the board clean. If these people are about to get close to figuring this out, let's just wipe the board clean of these people. Let's kill these people. Or they could be putting these people through a trial right now so that they're ready for a bigger trial, right? This could be the test run right here. Can you survive the village? Like a video game. Chapter 1 is the village.
This is level 1. Absolutely.
If you survive this, and if you survive this, then you advance to the next level of this game. And it could be a situation like that going on with this whole situation. But not many people have survived level 1 that we've seen so far. But maybe that's what it is, because maybe people just like, hey, I'd just rather hear smoke weed and fuck instead of actually trying to get to the next level and see what's going on.
Sounds fun to me. I want to point out something Luna says, because I was mentioning this a little bit earlier. All Fromville folks have common trauma before they came. Is that the case? Do they all have it seems like they all do have some form of trauma.
What's the common?
But that's why I was just going to ask you, what is the common one? They all seem to have.
I didn't see any trauma with Boyd and his wife and Ellis. They seen that he just got a boat. They retired. They was good. Jim and them.
I guess him being sick, maybe him finding out that he had what do you call it? Disease?
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's, yeah.
So they brought him in there to cure it. If he wins, he gets to cure his Parkinson's disease. To experiment on him for the. Let's go with that for now.
Maybe Jim, I'm reaching. That was my reach.
We'll go with it right now. Jim and Tabitha were getting a divorce,
and they lost a child.
And they lost a child. Was this to come here to see if we could bring your family back together again?
Father Cautry murdered somebody.
Father Cautry murdered someone, and then that's when he said he heard God's voice.
Yep.
And it told him to go, and then that's when he wound up here. So he didn't hear God's voice.
No, he heard the nightmare fucking.
Yeah, he heard the guy from the radio.
He heard Jim. He heard the bartender. It was like, come to my
the
bar.
Guy from the radio and said, "Come over here." Then they sucked his ass in.
And Tony, do we really know anybody else though? Like from that point on, we don't know what everyone else's story. Anybody else that we know?
Donna's sister, they were just driving through. I don't know if there's anything wrong going on.
I don't think they got into it too deep, though.
No, they were just driving through his house.
She easily could have lost her sister or brother or some.
Yeah, it could have been another one. She said when her sister got right out the car because she thought, she was tough. She didn't scared, and months ate her alive. That was that. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other stories of people who got there.
Kenny's dad got Alzheimer's or started wandering at night, lost his mind to a certain extent. I mean, it is possible that they all have some sort of trauma, some reason to be in that town for whatever reason, but it's, I think a lot of that has been left to the assumption point at this point because we don't know everyone's backstory quite yet.
Yeah, no, it would all be an assumption, but it does seem like what do they say in the trailer? Damaged people don't survive there.
Yeah.
Right? So it can't be a damaged person to be there because damaged people don't make it.
They're easy targets for the mental gymnastic mind games that these monsters play. Hence, porn stash letting friggin' Girl Scout in the fucking window because she's, come on, I really want to be on your podcast, Tony. I promise I won't talk. I promise I won't do all the come on.
I'll open it.
I can do it, Tony. Thank you. How's it going, everybody? I'm here to talk. What do you expect when you have me on this show? What do you expect when you open the window for a damn monster? And why didn't they have those windows? Donna, this is your fault. All those windows should be boarded. Porn stash
they should be nailed to the down.
Tony, you're dealing with stoned people. I know it's just weed, but I've dealt with some crazy people that when they smoke weed, they get ideas. So if I'm dealing in Colony House, I'm hammering all those windows to take it out of the stoned people's hands.
Desperate, thank you for rocking with us, girl. We know we love
Tony, let her on the podcast. She'll be fine.
Let her on. Let's let her on. Don't worry about it. She ain't gonna eat me during the podcast.
She won't do anything.
You know what I mean? Well, we already discussed this. Like, this dude, there's no doubt this dude had to be in the fucking window. Like, yo, look at this girl. She's hot.
Yeah.
Right? He had to say, look at this monster. Yo, look, she's hot right there. That one's hot.
Imagine
he had to do it. There's no way he would have noticed her if he didn't notice that, to the point where he was leaving fucking flowers outside for her every fucking night. And then she knew they were for her. So he had to do something to her, like wiggle his dick at her in the window. He did something, you know what I mean, to get her attention. There's something going on there.
Dude, imagine how much they're making fun of him at the Monster Hut. You know, like they're like, oh, porn stash. Like, you left your flowers. Like, Smiley's just making fun of him. Like, did you see this guy? Oh my God, he's fucking
porn motherfucker. We're getting it. You're gonna get us in there, girl. You got
this is dude. You gotta go back up to that window every night, girl. You gotta go up there. You know, like the conversation at Monster headquarters. Like, I want to see that conversation where she's like, yeah, he's leaving me flowers. I don't know. Dude, you gotta get us in there. You're getting us in there.
Luna, thanks for rocking with us, man. Well, we'll see you next live stream and stuff. Thank you for rocking. Awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you so 100%. Much. We do have another voicemail, Tony, if you're ready for it. Area code 310.
First time.
Sorry, I just have to say Dolphin Times is Beauty and the Feast. That's good.
That's great.
That's a good one.
First time caller, Ralph B.
Thank
Las
you,
Vegas, Nevada. I knew when that bus was coming that it was going to have her girlfriend on the bus. Now, I wonder what kind of friction do you guys think that's going to cause between her loving the young man and now that her lover's there. Also, I think it's really crazy. I tell people about the show, everybody's hooked. And what's funny about it, one of my cousins, a bodybuilder, he watched the first 5 minutes and he's scared to watch it now. So he want to watch it in the daytime. So I just want to tell you guys that I love it. I love the show. I'm glad I found you guys. Thank you. Enjoy.
Well, thank you. Hopefully, subscribe to the channel and Phil Issues Guy channel. Thank you for rocking with us. We're here every week. Sometimes we do 2 live streams. One on Sunday I do, and then one on Wednesday. So, you know, and I drop videos every other day about it, right? So, yeah, I think that we all, when we seen the bus pull up and it was from Detroit, we knew that was the case.
Yeah,
they didn't hide that one good enough. If that was that, they thought that was going to be a secret. I think they knew. Everyone knew. That's why they put her right in the trailer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They put her because they really thought that was going to be a secret. They wouldn't have put it in the trailer. They put it right in the trailer. And the fact that they put it in the trailer means that there's going to be some ramifications about it. I think that, listen, you might see a new side of Kenny. You might see Kenny, you know, you see Kenny's all nice and cuddly. Well, Kenny, all of a sudden, he's pissed off now.
The voices, Tony, the voices could get to Kenny now and tell him, see, she likes you. If you just got rid of that, well, I'll be safe if you get rid of that girl. Like she's causing problems. Like Kenny's more susceptible. But to your point, Tony, and I think
oh my girl.
Yes, absolutely. I think the moment Kenny, the bus rolled up, the song "Everybody Hates Kenny" could have played in the background right at that point. I think we all knew who was on that bus. You're absolutely right. 310.
I would make a song, Kenny ain't getting no ass. I gotta make a rap song about that. No ass for you, Kenny, no ass. Kenny ain't getting no ass. He ain't getting no ass, Kenny. He ain't getting no ass. No booty for you.
But see, this shows Kenny in Porn Stash. Similar situation, but Kenny's not stupid enough to do that. Kenny has control over himself. Porn Stash, no. Bad Porn Stash, Kenny. That's how you deal with being hungry. Kenny deals with it the right way. Porn Stash deals with it the wrong way.
Exactly. 100%.
And God bless Carla Wayne.
And Carla, she's gonna sing the hook for the song. So we're gonna make this Kenny ain't getting no ass. We're gonna have Carla Wayne on the hook.
I'll play a nice little beat. Maybe Tony will do a verse.
I'll drop it on. We'll get that done.
We'll get this rocking. Yes, that escalated rather quickly. Now I'm sweating. And let's get to one of our text messages that we have. Again, this is from area code 802. Do you all want to know what Boyd is trapped in? This is Emily, by the way. Yes, absolutely. And I think that's something Spoiler from the trailers that we all watched. We're
Listen,
gonna find out. We're gonna know, and I
I-
think
what do people not? If you watch it, listen to my video.
yeah. I mean, Tony's right. I think you're 100% right on this.
I'm telling you. Listen. I told you in my video. I put it down. I told you exactly what it was. Everyone's saying chimney this, chimney that. I said no, it's a well. You could tell it was a well from the rope hanging right down the middle. I know people say, oh, it's square. Wells ain't square. Wells are round. Maybe so, but those are semantics. The bottom line is when you have that rope that hangs straight down, it's always connected to the bucket. Yeah, I've seen a billion cartoons, and every cartoon I've seen, it's been like that. It's always bricks like that. So I will guarantee you that. I put it in the video a long time ago that I put it out there. I can guarantee you that's what it's going to be. There's no other way for them to play that off. There's no way you're going to have that rope right down that middle. If someone dropped the rope down, right, and I said this in the video, it would be leaning up against the side of the wall, and he would grab it from the side of the wall and pull it over. But you could see that it's suspended straight from the middle of the well, which means it has to be attached to that rope on top, which means it has no choice but to be a well.
Yeah.
Quote the Don, I pull the strings. And I'm telling you that that's what it is. I get this shit right. Check my track record, man. When I come up with shit, I be getting this shit right. And I'm telling you that's just what it's going to be. So when it comes out in episode 1 or whatever it is, we'll be back on the live stream. I'm not going to say that I told you so, and even though I did. But and when it turns out to be aliens behind this whole shit, I'm not going to say I told you so, even though I did it. It's just going to be what it's going to be.
That's your early warning. I do think whatever it is, we're gonna find out in episode 1. I think
you're not gonna keep them there because we see him talking to the new people who are still by the bus.
They're not keeping your main character there.
By that bus, by 2 episodes, 1 episode. I mean, they're gonna have these people by the bus. If they're still by the bus and he gets there, it starts off at nighttime and then it turns into daytime. When we see him, it's daytime. So they made this one night. They may have him there.
To answer Lauren's question in the live chat, did the boy in white try and trap him there in the well? I think he put him there for his own safety. I think he was fucked up on the spiders, and he decided to store him there until the spider bite stuff wears off. So I do think the boy.
New member Ralph. Blackbird is now a member of the Don Tony Teflon. Thank you so much.
No stress.
Appreciate you, man. 100%. For becoming a member to the channel. Well worth it. I promise you. We'll get you some new emojis. We'll get you the from emojis by next live stream. I'll do them this weekend. We'll throw some new from emojis in there. We'll do one of Boyd. We'll do one of Donna. Who do y'all want as the first from emojis? Do you want? In fact, put it in the chat right now. Should I make it a poll question right now? We could do that. And then the top ones will be. Because right now this poll question is 88% no. So we're done with that one. Let me make a new poll here. Who do you want for your emojis?
Yeah, I agree with Big Daddy. I think Boyd's a given. I don't even think you have to put Boyd on the choice. He's an obvious one. Like there's going to be a Boyd one.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll do Boyd, no doubt. We'll say
Boyd's like the leader of the band. He's in anywhere. It's like we're trying to figure out what members of the new power generation are jumping on there. Prince is definitely on there. Not porn stash on it.
I'll put porn stash.
You only get 4, so we have to be selective with our nominations, unfortunately.
Yeah. We'll put him there. Listen, only 4 slots.
Yeah, you only get 4 slots, so we have to be more selective, unfortunately.
An alien there. Right. Top people get in there. Donna, Fatima, Kenny, alien. I think that's good. Oh, I should have put the boy in white. The boy in white could be considered any alien. So when I say alien, it could be the boy in white. It could be
the smiley monster.
It could be the smile monster. One we could do the smile.
I love how you're subtly trolling the audience by making them vote for alien. you're like, I didn't put creature. If you want that shit, you gotta vote for alien, motherfuckers.
What if Emily? It says, "What if Boyd is becoming a monster?" I did a video last year on is Boyd becoming a monster. I think the spider bite is just going to cure him of his Parkinson's. I don't think it's going to make him turn into a monster. But I think it's going to cure him of his Parkinson's. What do you think, Phil?
I definitely think that is going to be an end game point somewhere in the series with him. I do think he does get cured. I don't know about the spider bites directly doing that as I don't want to say it, but if watch our spoiler stream if you want some hints of some episode description type stuff. So I do think it lasts maybe a little longer into the season. But I do think eventually that does dissipate, and it is something to do with this town and all of that. So I'm not too far away from you on that one.
And know this about emojis. I can't make emojis of so it depends how many people are members to your channel, how many emojis you can make. So I could probably make 2 more with the amount of members that I have. But the more members I get, the more emojis I create and I can make. So that's set up by YouTube. There's nothing I can do about that. Yeah. So I just can't do it. If you want me to do a rock, you want me to do a talisman, you want me to do all these emojis, you got to just become members to the channel, and I'll do everyone you got. Again, if you can also gift memberships to people out there. If you already did it, it's $1 to become a member. You could put $10 in the kitty, and 10 people can become members, and you could hook people up for $1 a piece. So you know what I mean. So there's always ways to help the channel out and help the channel grow and everything else. So and we appreciate everything that you do on this channel. Just showing up and liking the videos. If you could do that's enough. But if you want to go the extra mile to help, we truly appreciate it.
And yes, the Smiley right now in the vote, 40% for Alien. So Smiley is looking like.
All right. So if we get an alien, then we'll break down the aliens like Smiley, Boy and White. We'll go through them.
I mean, I think
the girl who killed him. What was the girl's name that killed him? She had a name too. What was her name? Priscilla. What was her name? I can't think of her name.
Was it like Girl Scout or something?
No. She had a name. She had a name. He called her a name.
Erin, or was it
that killed him? She has a name.
No,
I forgot what her name was. I forgot.
People want the Smiley. Tony, if it's aliens. Oh, thank you, Emily. We really do appreciate all of you guys joining us every week to talk about this fun 100%, show.
100%, you know what I mean? We got love, nothing but love from you and everything else. Nothing but love, you know what I mean? Thank you for rocking with us. Again, if you know friends that are into the show and they want to talk about it, tell them where we at right here. Get them to come to the channel. We'll be here. It's almost here. It'll be here before you know it.
A week from Sunday?
Yeah, a week from Sunday. All right, and rent's right around the corner again. Rent comes so fucking fast. I hate rent. I fucking hate it.
Don't remind me.
I hate it because it's like as soon as you pay that motherfucker, you gotta pay it again.
Yep. Just when you look at your bank account or whatever, you're like, oh, I'm not doing too bad right now. It's rent time, and then
it just hits you again. It's like, yo, dude, again, Emily, thank you for the super chat.
No groceries this week. But yes,
Sarah, howdy doody. Yeah, it can be all this stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, listen. I'll ask for the people who want to binge. All you gotta do is watch the first episode and get the binge is on.
Yeah,
it just sucks you right in. You have no choice but to do it. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes and everything else.
And beyond that, Tony, this isn't one of those shows that takes a couple of episodes to get started. If you don't dig on the first episode for whatever reason, you'll know it right away too. It's the first episode gives you the great experience of the show you're watching from beginning to end. It's good like that. Similar to like The Sopranos first episode. It gives you everything, the whole thing.
Will the show still be on Wednesday, or it's on Sunday, right?
Sundays, I believe.
It's on Sundays, not Wednesday. It's on Sunday.
But that raises an interesting question just from the standpoint of for release for people. Is it releasing Saturday at 3 a.m? Is that when it comes out?
If it's a show where it's all right, this is the way we'll run it. If the show releases Sunday, and as soon as you wake up, it's there on your app, then we'll do the pre-show Saturday. Yeah. But if it releases like HBO does it, like 9:00 p.m. every Sunday, then we'll do the pre-show like 7:00.
Yeah, and if that's the case, I'll do a Sunday show with Joe, and maybe Tony can jump over to sometimes, and we'll talk about it on Sundays. And on Saturdays, you and I will do it
Is
before.
Joe caught up on it yet?
I'm trying to get him on it.
You catch him up. Catch him up on it. Catch him up.
Yeah, I'd love to get Joe on the show. He'll dig it. He'll dig it. If he gives it a chance. Do we have TikTok? I do. That drum guy Phil. You can see some drum videos. That drum guy Phil. If you want to check.
I do not do TikTok. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook, Teflon TV on Facebook. You can follow me there. I also stream live on Facebook and stream live on Twitter too. So if you want to watch it, whether you watch it on YouTube, you can go on those. If you can't get to YouTube or you just drive it in your car or something, you can put it on Twitter and you can watch it live there. But yeah, if you Google Tony Teflon, it's me. So you'll see everything. I am Tony Teflon on the whole Google sphere of this planet. You Google Tony Teflon, the Dom pops up, everything about me. So about me. So just go up there and everything else like that. You know that. And if they do like a 9 o'clock, I do the pre-show, and if it's a 9, maybe I'll do a watch along too.
Yeah. No, I was thinking that would be fun. We could actually we could even do a watch along together. Like
yeah, you definitely could do that.
We could just both play at the same time, and I can see my TV right from here. We could just click it live.
Yeah, we could do a straight watch along right at whatever y'all want. You know what I mean? Somebody let us know in the comment section what you want.
Thank you, Carla Wayne. Thank you, Carla.
And everything. Carla Wayne, mod extraordinaire, beautiful singer. If you ever want to go follow someone on Instagram and hear someone with a beautiful voice, check out Carla Wayne. And if you're in Australia and you need someone to sing at your wedding or birthday party, hire Carla Wayne, a husband, and let them come out there and sing for you because they're just amazing.
Yeah, they are a great band. And I hope to jam with them at some point.
Have a name?
I don't know. The Carla Wayne band.
It should just be Carla and the Pips.
Carla and the Pips. Yeah, I like that.
Carla and the Pips. And Carla has personally seen me beat up a kangaroo. So
Tony, a kangaroo would fuck you up.
Never. Do you see the sizes of my shoulders, bro? I'll kill a kangaroo. I'm not playing.
A baby kangaroo. I've seen some of them kangaroos, dude. You're talking George Marathon size,
I'm trying to tell you, I'll choke the kangaroo to death.
I'd watch that. If you guys want to see Tony fight a kangaroo, we're gonna need to get some serious money. I'll do commentary. We'll get this on pay-per-view. We gotta get like UFC involved, and Vince sold it, so we gotta get WWE into that section of UFC involved in here, and we gotta get Tony versus the kangaroo live on pay-per-view.
I'll take it right on. This stands for at home. I work for a couple of bands. Oh, you work for a couple of bands. She just spreads the love to the band.
One of the next songs I record.
What's the name of the band, so people can find it, Carla. In case this stands for fun at home. Oh, so when she's out there doing her stuff, her weddings, I don't think she's doing with the husband.
No. Oh no, I think he's playing with her a lot of times.
I don't think she says he just jams at home. She works with a couple of bands and stuff. She got a couple of bands that she goes on. Is the premiere MGM released at midnight or 9 p.m.? It will be 9 p.m. I think, and everything. I want to see Tony fight a koala, Queaky koala, maybe.
Oh, koalas are so cute.
I would never do. I love koalas. They got syphilis though. You can't touch them.
Oh no.
I think they do. They have some type of disease. People left when I started talking about the kangaroo. I don't care about this stuff. Tony dodging it. Nah, I ain't fighting no ostrich. You can forget that. Nope. I'm not stupid here. I'm being realistic.
Yeah, he's not fighting a hippo or an ostrich or something.
No, not at all. I'm not going. But we're getting out of here anyway. So we're at the 2-hour mark and everything else. I want to thank everyone for coming out here and watching us again. We'll be back Sunday with it's a Q&A theory stream. And sometimes I have different people on and stuff like that. We had Lauren Corners on there and stuff like that. If you have any, I'm tell you like this straight up, because my platform is always open. If you have anyone from community, if you're from the community and you want to come on with the Don Tony Teflon on a Sunday Q&A, you have a theory you want to come out, or you know someone who does, come on out there and let me know. And we'll definitely. Oh, chlamydia they have. Yeah, shit. Fuck
Oh
you.
yeah, well, one of those. Neither one's a prize.
Yeah. they can get that back.
We're talking about dog shit and vomit here. You know, like
Yeah, that's what the dick are. But yeah, you know, I'm on that. Anybody on. In fact, we gotta have those people on who helped me with the smile interview. I'm gonna hit them up and see if I can get them on next week with us. We'll see if I can work that out and everything else and stuff like that. And people are like, what, Carl? Like they don't believe it. Yeah, they do. I knew they had some STD. I knew what's up. Something going on with the damn koalas and stuff. The bastards and everything else. Let me see this before I get up out of here. It's the public group. All right. All right. So thank you again for rocking with us as always. We'll be back here. We had that. We'll be back here next week and everything else like that. Get your questions ready. I'll be dropping a new video. I think I'll let this thing rock a day. So Saturday will be the new video dropping stuff like that. All right. If you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and as always, subscribe. Until next time, you know who it is. Peace.